Law enforcement agencies in the US are increasingly using reverse keyword warrants. This is to identify suspects by tracking who searched for specific terms on Google. Unlike traditional search warrants targeting a known suspect, these warrants ask Google to disclose accounts that search for a street address, a victim's name, or phrases like pipe bomb during a certain time frame. Authorities have applied this technique in investigations including bombings in Texas, the assassination of a Brazilian politician, fatal arson in Colorado, and the 2016 violent rape of a woman in Pennsylvania. In the Pennsylvania case, keyword warrants led police to identify John Edward Kurtz, a state prison guard who had searched for the victim's address shortly before the attack. DNA evidence later linked him to multiple assaults, resulting in his conviction. This practice is becoming more widespread. Virtually any law enforcement agency in the US, from state police to local police precincts, can request a reverse keyword warrant if a court approves it. Google reviews all legal requests and objects to those it deems overbroad or improper, but the availability of this tool has made it a standard investigative option for agencies seeking leads in cases without an identified suspect. Courts, including the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, have upheld their use in some cases, but critics argue they give law enforcement broad access to the personal searches of countless individuals. So where do you stand on this? The rise of reverse keyword warrants exposes a tension between public safety and individual privacy. On one hand, these tools help solve crimes that might otherwise remain unsolved, including violent assaults and targeted attacks. They can quickly generate leads in cases without a known suspect, potentially saving lives. On the other hand, they put ordinary internet users at risk of having their searches swept into investigations, even if they're completely innocent. And now that virtually any law enforcement agency can request these warrants, the scope of potential intrusion is enormous. Our daily online activity, the questions we ask, and the things we research could all be scrutinized legally. This is a moment to ask ourselves then, where do we draw the line? How much access to personal data is justified in the pursuit of justice? If used responsibly, keyword warrants are a powerful investigative tool. But if unchecked, they could erode the very protections the Constitution promises. Society needs a clear, balanced framework to ensure law enforcement can investigate effectively without ordinary citizens losing their right to digital privacy. Let me know your thoughts.